Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to the BBC Spews Live. Looks like there's a crowd in already, so cheers. John Hunter's lowering the tone as usual, nice one. We don't like to see change too fast. We're conservative people after all, aren't we? Let's have a look. Squaring up that unibrow. I haven't got a unibrow. I've got less than two now. I've got 1.75 brows, not a unibrow. I hope everyone's doing all right. Had a good weekend, etc. Mum was quiet. Didn't do very much. My missus was at my mother-in-law's house, and I was on my own, so I basically just sat and painted and did a bit of drawing. I do intend to get some new art done this week. I'll try and think of something I need. I've gone through all of the range of emotions that I think you need to augment a video. If anyone can think of any I'm missing, I'd appreciate a suggestion. So I've got rage, anger, hostility. I've got about 5 of them. I've got sorrow. There's one where he's crying for sad events. I've got, what else? Got humour, he's laughing. Got confused. Can't think of any more I need. If there's any obvious ones you think I'm missing, any of the myriad emotions you go through when you're watching with bemused amusement the ridiculous shit that we call news in this day and age, the collection of lunacy that we call news in this day and age, let me know. Spews was good on Sunday, thanks very much. And Paz is in, how are you doing? I thought you were having a week off, Paz. Are you just relaxing and watching other people for a week? Yeah, I do it quite regularly myself. You do get a little bit browbeaten when you're constantly just trying to come up with content. You don't want to be a corny bastard, one of these people who basically does this for a living and desperately needs the advertising revenue. So they just come up with shit so they can post 2 or 3 videos a day. I think if you're going to start down that road, you might as well wrap in. Smiley Bootneck. I've got one of them where he's waving. Thumb up arse. Yeah, that'd be very apt for what. If I was still in the car, that'd probably be very apt. Yes, my brow is beaten. It's a good use of the term, right? So first up. Do you want to see something that is so mind-meltingly cringe? It nearly made me shriek and quickly shut the browser. Ugh! As soon as I seen it, it was as shocking as a homeless man exposing himself in front of you, which does happen quite regularly in California. I've seen more than one homeless man's arsehole since I moved to California. One of them also accused me of being homosexual. I went running in Pasadena. And I stopped relatively near to where a tramp was sat. And I was going, hands on my, because I always, sprint finish, last 200-300 meters, go balls out. And I was there, not balls out. That was a euphemism. Balls out as in maximum effort. Yeah, I'm aware with the story I'm telling you could easily get confused and think I was talking about exposing myself in public. I went as fast as I possibly could for the last 300 metres, and then I'm there blowing out my arse and sort of walking up and down the pavement a little bit with my hands on my head, sucking in some deep breaths. And then I turn around, there's an old black dude who's sit there with his little ramshackle fucking collection of... They always have collections of shit, like a shopping trolley with random 50 plastic bags hanging off it and loads of shit like that. And I'm there, breathing out my hoop, and then this dude turns around and he's like, I'm not gay, man. I ain't gay. I ain't homosexual. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, I'm cooling down. I'm not trying to fucking bum you. It's fucking really weird. So dealing with that is true. You hear people of the left on YouTube and on social media and on CNN. I mean, we've all seen Theresa guessed correctly. Yeah, Greta. That is. I didn't give any clues, did I? And that is what I was talking about. Greta, it seriously made me go, ugh. It was horrible to see. But yeah, Teresa got it right. I'll show you in a second when I finish my date. But yeah, that's true. When people tell you that there's a problem, and you see the likes of Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper, and they go on telly with a straight face, because again, all they do is lie and say, the right wingers are always talking about all these homeless people. Tucker Carlson's like, the homeless, it's a myth. You don't see it. There's nothing wrong with Los Angeles or San Francisco or New York. It's amazing. Everywhere we go, people love us. And it's just amazing. And everyone loves each other. And they use all the shit words, And there's equality and there's diversity. And, nobody's trying to end anybody's existence. Why do they always talk about existence? It's fucking weird. Like, that's how the hippies used to talk in the 70s, didn't they? The shit lingo they all use. They make out as if you're lying. As if you're just making it up. Like, when I tell you this factual story that I was out running and was accosted by a homeless man who accused me of being homosexual, that's not a fake story. That's a true story. It happens all the fucking time. Me and my missus were walking in downtown LA probably a little over a year ago, maybe a year or two, I don't know. But there was an old fucking tramp and he like spat a bus ticket at her or something. She was like, ugh, we just like fucking, you just have to walk very quickly away from these fucking lunatics, because if you did what you do in Middlesbrough and fucking stick the head on the horrible cunt, you get nicked, wouldn't you? Because we have a woke LAPD. It doesn't matter what a dirty old tramp does to me or my missus. If you stick the fucking head on him, you're the one who's going to get jailed. They'll probably do you for a hate crime. I mean, he happened to be black, this homeless man. They'd have you for that straight away, wouldn't you? The second you raise your hand to defend yourself, he can jizz on your windscreen. But the second you attempt to defend yourself from these people, they'll have you up for a fucking hate crime. You'll get 30 years for it. So you can't do anything other than walk away as fast as you possibly can. This isn't like the UK where people defend themselves. What would you say? I was going to say in a sociably acceptable manner. It is socially acceptable to punch people that are swinging at you, isn't it, in the UK, more than it is here. But they don't fight here because you either get sued or shot. So you very rarely see it. But you can't defend yourself against these people in Los Angeles or San Francisco. If you take your missus on holiday to San Francisco, by the way, don't go to San Francisco. They are lying to you. It is full of fucking tramps. But if you were stupid enough to take your missus to San Francisco and a manky old tramp snapped one off on you on the bonnet of your car or fucking slapped your missus's ass and you were to defend yourself and give him a bat, you would get fucking the book through at you. Because I'm actually going to make a video about this today, relating to the unbelievable turn of events in Virginia. But again, I won't talk too much about it now because I'm going to make a video about it. What the Americans have basically done is imported that sort of race-based legal system that we've got in the UK, whereby if you're a white bloke and you sexually assault someone, you'll end up in court over it. But if you're not, if you fall into any section of the victim pyramid, they turn a blind eye to it. And in a truly shocking story, I will cover it in detail in a separate video. In a truly shocking story, a gender fluid individual wearing a skirt went into a girl's bathroom in a school, sexually assaulted. They used the term raped. So I think he literally dragged her into a stall and donkeyed one into her against her will. And the student was just moved schools and they're trying to hush it all up and keep it brushed under the table. And I believe he sexually assaulted another kid in the new school that he went to. And when the father went mental about it, they arrested the father. And that is exactly what happened in the UK, to those of you that have been paying attention or read Easy Meat. That's what happened in the UK. You get a father going mental saying, my daughter's above that kebab shop getting fucking fisted by 10 swarthy foreigners, and the coppers would arrest the father. Like, that's how bad it is. We've got two-tier policing, and we've got police officers and judges who don't impart the law equally. Just like Rotherham slip. Yeah, seriously, I'm going to make a video about it. You'll be fucking flabbergasted. I'll do it after this. I'll put it in a couple of hours' time. It's outrageous. And I'll put all the facts in there. It's not, because you have to be careful when you're talking about fact. Yeah, I will watch out to ban you for reporting on the story. I'll be as circumspect as I can possibly be as an angry bootneck. But it's fucking shocking. And it is factually accurate. I'm hoping, because I'm pretty sure they can't get you for nothing. Well, yeah, they can. They can't get you nothing. Let's just hope I'm lucky. But I'll be smart enough to not mention names and faces and just keep it the legal, what is factually accurate. And as far as I'm aware, the police are investigating both incidences and it was the same perpetrator. So it's a fucking fact. It's a proven fact. It's happening. And they don't want you to know about it. It's an open secret, yeah. We have two-tier legal system. And again, of course, in the old days, there wasn't justice for minority groups. I fully accept that. I fully accept from reading American history, you know, that in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, there was instances where black men were fucking stitched up. The first one that leaps into my mind is the story of the Hurricane, Reuben Carter, right? The boxer. Anyone seen the film? It's a fucking brilliant story. And that poor bastard got fucking stitched up. Massively. So obviously it was a thing. Nobody's denying that in the past, people didn't get fucked over. But obviously, again, I don't feel like I should need to say the obvious, but it's not justice if you simply repeat the mistakes of the people that fucked you over, right? Justice is supposed to be blind for that very reason. If you fuck someone over and the response of them when they have the whip hand is to fuck you over, you're not doing justice. You're just repeating the exact same fucking shit. It's actually staggeringly hypocritical if you think about it, isn't it? It's like if the Catholics complaining about the Protestants mistreating them in Northern Ireland, and then if we fast forward 20 years' time and the Catholics are in absolute total power of the 6 counties, now they put all the Protestants in the fucking chains and make them till the fields. That's not justice. That's just meting out revenge. It's revenge. Revenge isn't justice. It's revenge. And what we've got now is a fucking two-tier legal system. Like I said, it's a known fact. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. The only justice is the justice you take. Yeah, the Patriot. I'll put that in. But it's fucking true. Two-tier legal system. They will let off people that have got a bit of a tan. They'll just let them go. Forget about it. But if you do it, you get arrested. Yeah, and obviously, it's the other side of the coin. Now you know why they were pissed off in the 60s. Because they're doing it to us now. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I'll show you this fucking video. Prepare to cringe. Look, it's Greta Thunberg singing Rick Astley at a climate concert. Of course, I know you guys wanted to see it. Don't lie. Let's go. I mean, seriously, right? It's just the lack of self-awareness. Again, I keep saying it, self-awareness of a fucking goldfish in a hijab. It's like, who wants to see that? Who wants to see that? The weirdest fuck thing, really weird thing about this, I still don't understand it, is they always talked about how, like, the lefties always mocked the sort of capitalists, didn't they, and said, like, oh, money is their god, greed is good, all that type of thing. They have some sort of weird, infantile sort of hero worship for, like, the most mediocre people ever. Eye and ear aids. It's dead weird. Like, as a grown man, I find the hero worship of anybody to be quite childish. I mean, I think I did it when I was a teenager. I remember having like Janino posters on my wall when I was a teenager. But you do think you grow out of idolatry for mere mortals, don't you? And there's people I like. I'm really into boxing, so I'd like to meet Tyson Fury and like have a pint with him and say hello. But I don't worship the cunt. I mean, why would I? He's just a fellow. He's just a normal fucking bloke, isn't he? Who likes fighting. It's like, I just think it's really fucking strange for grown men and women to idolise the sort of heroes of their woke fucking religion. It's sort of like, again, we always talk about how the wokeists are basically practicing a religion. It's like fucking the Pope. Like, people that aren't Catholic find it really, really weird that you want to kiss a fucking old man's feet. But they're exactly the same with the people that they look up to, and I find it completely bizarre. I'll tell you what, we will talk about football for 2 minutes, because I'll do like footy. All right, Rotten Politics is in. Now then, how are you doing? Football's going well. Go and check out Rotten Politics' website. I had a good look. Good effort, that. I can see that it takes a lot of time to make a website. I started one myself. I even bought the domain. It was like $120 or something for angrybootneck.com. But I've really been lazy getting it off the ground. So reward Rotten Politics for his efforts and go and have a look at his website. Yeah, it's Janino. I talked about this with my mate the other day. Man United got dicked by fucking shitty Leicester. Don't you think, football fans, that a lot of teams go totally tits up when they buy a star player? Because Janino, I was lucky enough to be a season ticket holder at the time, where everyone nicked off school to go and see Janino when he signed for us. So, I mean, I can tell you the year. I must have been 15, 16. It was what, 94, 95? And it was fucking amazing. You know, I'm overjoyed that I got to see it with my own eyes, because he was better than anyone who's not a Borough fan who's actually been to watch it doesn't realise how good he was. Like, it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Every time he got the ball, if he had 2 yards to run into and he could just start moving, you know what I'm talking about? If the ball went to him and he just quickly passed it off, fair enough. But every time the ball came to him, even if he was in our half of the field, if he had 3 seconds to just start running, the whole fucking stadium was stood up, because he was fucking amazing. He was just taking past like 8 players at a time. It was the best thing I've ever seen. Better than Messi, better than Ronaldo. Like, he could take people on like a fucking ninja. But it ruined the team, because we were playing really well, and Craig Hignett and Nick Barmby were like meshed, and the team was playing well, and we were winning loads. And then when we brought the bank and brought Janino and Ravanelli and all these superstars, we were fucking class to watch, but we got relegated and we were shit. And it's the same with Ronaldo. He was better than King Clancy. Honestly, he was fucking class. I've never seen anyone as good. The whole fucking stadium was up every time he got the ball. But it ruins the team. And Man United have got Ronaldo in now, and they're fucking dog shit. I think you're better off having 11 solid players that aren't particularly good than having one fucking megastar. It just seems to ruin the whole flow of the game. And it's a team game, isn't it? Anyway, I'll stop talking about football, because obviously nobody fucking likes it. The thing is, though, when you're from Middlesbrough and you've got nothing else, I mean literally nothing else. If you live in London or Manchester or Leeds, you know, you can do things. You can go to the theatre. You can walk around the park and gaze upon the vistas. In Bury, you've got the fucking Borough Stadium. What else are we going to do? Go and watch the prostitutes getting fucked in the red light district. There's nothing to do. They want to keep those fucking bulldozers they sent to Calais to get rid of the migrant camps and bring them over to Middlesbrough. Just get rid of everything except the stadium, because that's all that we've got. Yeah, I will say, Two-Tone, I have sort of boycotted football at this point. I'll still, as long as it's free, like I listen to them on the radio and I'll watch the telly if I can get it for now, but I'll never give them another penny ever again. because they've all turned into fucking champagne socialists. So no, I'm not. Rugby's better, yeah. Rugby's good, and I do still like rugby. But yeah, everyone from Borough's a Borough fan. It's not like other places in the world where you can support whoever you want. York, people in York, we all support fucking Man United or Arsenal or Leeds or whoever the fuck they like. But in Borough, you support Borough or you're a fucking pariah. It's like, it's beaten into you. We're sort of like religious zealots. If you're from Middlesbrough, you support Borough, even though there's shit, because there's nothing else there. Yeah, make them watch Borough, that'll teach them. So yeah, anyway, that's enough shit. You've seen Greta you've melted your eyeballs watching Greta. What else did I want to cover today? Oh yeah, this made me laugh. This isn't BBC, but fuck it. It's my show. I'll do whatever I like. How about that? This made me laugh, so I'm going to cover it. It's in the New York Times. Because again, I do read the New York Times and the Washington Post every day. Know your enemy. I like to be kept abridged of the absolute lunacy that the loony left comes up with every day. And again, it's especially depressing when it comes from the New York Times and the Washington Post, because they were both really famed institutions, pioneering, Pulitzer Prizes coming out the fucking arse. They were really up there, like some of the most revered journalistic institutions in the United States of America. And now they've all just converted to the Church of Wokeism and they just talk constant shit. So it's depressing, but I always make sure I keep it toying and look out for some sanity. So this story made me laugh on the New York Times because it turns out the agony aunt Roxanne Gay is not quite as mental as you would think she would be. It says the 40-hour work week is in fact life. Listen to the fucking complaints by this. Bear in mind, this person's took the time to write a letter to an agony aunt. Like you would think you've got real problems in your life when you're taking the time to write a letter in. Like, oh, I need help. I don't know who else to turn to. I've got to send a letter to the agony aunt of the New York Times. Listen to the fucking problems. We all laugh about first world problems. Listen to the issue that this young fella's got. Or non-issue, should I say. No more 9 to 5. Dear Roxanne, I'm 27. In the last year, I landed my dream job. So first of all, you live in Indianapolis and you've got your dream job. Doesn't sound like you're having any problems to me. My job has purpose. All right, there's another box ticked. Happy fucking days. My skills and qualifications are used and challenged. Still not seeing any problems. My co-workers and supervisors are unparalleled. So basically, this cunt is a winner. Of all of the 8 billion people on planet Earth, Brits in like the 0.1%. How many people have the dream job, have purpose, use all the skills and qualifications, and love the supervisors and all the co-workers? This is basically a fucking unicorn. I've worked for 23 years or something. I've never had a job like that, as good as that. All of them, I just do them because I need money. And, it's something to do with your time. This jammy bastard is basically living the fucking high life. It says, alas, 40 hours a week are not sustainable. They aren't. They might have been sustainable for the last fucking 200 years when we were lucky enough, in fact, not that long. Fucking hell, we were all doing 70 hours a week a century ago. They've been sustainable for the last 5 decades. Yeah? Apparently they're not, according to Brit. It says, I have hobbies. I have creative pursuits and therapy and laundry. You just knew this fucker was going to be in therapy, didn't you? You just knew it. That letter has therapy written all over it. I have hobbies, I have creative pursuits and therapy and laundry. And laundry! And laundry, like only a couple of decades ago, you used to have to take it down to the fucking pond. It's like, my grandmother did fucking hand laundry. I know for a fact she did. When she was 20, they didn't have a fucking washing machine. She told me. Now, yeah, I'm exaggerating. She didn't have to take it down to the stream and bash it against a log. but it was fucking hard work. Stu, how are you doing, mate? All right. And laundry. The machine does your laundry. Do you know how easy laundry is now? I even know about this. Privileged, born in 1979, privileged Matty knows about this because the first 2 weeks of foundation and bootneck training, you have to do hand wash. They don't let you use the washing machines. It's a fucking nightmare. Filling a sink with fucking hot water and soap and physically scrubbing shit and twisting it around and folding it up and giving it a good rub. It's a massive ball ache. And this twat's like, oh yeah, who doesn't even have kids, by the way, just got a job that they love and the supervisors and the co-workers are friendly and help them. Everything about it's fucking blissful. And it's like, oh yeah, but I've got to do my laundry. What, you mean put it in the big fucking machine and press a button? It's like you couldn't make it up, could you? I'll do my washing machine in the bath. That sounds a bit dirty. The bath, aren't you full of like sweat and pubes and shit? It doesn't sound like it'd clean your laundry very, very well. Anyway, I'm not going to judge. Bootnecks are notoriously fastidious when it comes to doing our personal hygiene. But yeah, apparently can't do laundry. It's well hard pressing a button. Oh, it says I also own a small dog. So not even, even that, right? So hobbies, fuck off. Creative pursuits, ugh. Therapy, I fucking knew it. Laundry, pressing a button on a fucking machine. And finally, even the dog's small. If she said, oh, hey, I don't know what Brit is. Fuck knows. They have funny names out here. If it was even like a whippet, maybe I could get it. Like, oh yeah, it's a fucking nightmare then. You've got to walk them like 8 mile a day. No, they've even got a small dog, so it's probably a pug or a fucking chihuahua. You don't even need to take the cunt out. It literally just sits in the corner of the living room and licks its balls all day. What? I'm failing to see where the work is involved here. Stuart, how you doing? It's ridiculous. So I'm busy. None of that counts as busy. Doing your fucking laundry when the machine does all the work isn't busy. Having a small dog that you don't need to fucking walk anywhere doesn't count as busy. I mean, it's making me feel sorry for Mark Zuckerberg. At least that cunt works about 60 hours a week, doesn't he? You can't say he's lazy, for all of his many flaws. My partner and I are considering starting a family in a few years. There's not enough time in the week. I wonder what getting away from the 40-hour work week looks like. I've considered self-employment, trying out the artist lifestyle. Well, you better get used to wanking people off for money then, son, because that's what most of them do. Going back into academia, they love academia, don't they? Because that's not fucking work. It's not work. That's why academics are arseholes. They don't do anything. They don't enlighten anybody. They're all fucking woke. They don't bring anything good to the world. They don't produce any fucking thing. They wonder why the working classes have got scorn for politicians and academics. Well, I'll tell you why. Because they're all fucking maniacs. They were all right in the 70s and the 80s, but now they're all fucking brainwashed. Our academics are laughable. They've got less academic fucking skill than your average window cleaner. And our politicians are all fucking scum. So, what? I've mildly rejecting capital. I mean, everything about this fucking letter is cringe. What does that even mean? Mildly rejecting capitalism. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. I'll tell you what I think it means. It means you still want your iPhone. You still want your Mac. You still want your Tesla. You still want your fucking frappa, chaka, latte, whatever the fuck the drink. Seriously, I've been into Starbucks. I'm confused. All I ever get is a fucking black coffee or a fucking cappuccino. And that's when I'm feeling flush. I don't even know what the fucking drink nowadays, these kids. Mocha, frappa, chaka, caramel, fucking latte or some shit. It's a bit mad, innit? It's a bit mad. Mildly rejecting capitalism. That means, yeah, not rejecting capitalism at all. that means saying you reject capitalism, keeping all of the nice things you like, but telling people you're a communist, which is basically 90% of the left nowadays. It's not a thing. So yeah, maybe I should just get over it. Thoughts? I'll read you the response because I was quite impressed by Roxanne Gay, who, judging by the photo, is a bit mental herself. And obviously she works for the New York Times, so probably is. It says, as the workaholic daughter of immigrants, oh God, well, they have to get that in the first fucking sentence, don't they? With an intense work ethic, I'm inclined to tell you that this is life. You have to get over it and find a way to balance your professional and personal lives. For many people, only having to work 40 hours a week is a dream. There you go, well done. Well done, Roxanne. You're only mildly communist. She's probably the most reasonable person that works at the fucking New York Times. So, yeah, name suits. Yeah, other than having to drop in, I am the... They love telling you about themselves on the... Speaking as the child of an immigrant, I couldn't give a fuck. I don't care. I just care about what you have to say and what your personality is like. Why do they always tell you that? They lead with it all the time. Speaking as a... I don't give a fuck. Have you noticed how Douglas Murray never does that? When pressed, he does say, oh yeah, I happen to be gay, but he doesn't start every fucking conversation with it. Like, I'm a raving homosexual. Why? I don't care. I've actually met people like this. I was having an argument with a girl in the Poppy, the boozer that my mate runs in Huntsville. The bartender, he hired this bird behind the bar who seemed like a bit of a fucking idiot. And, you know, she had like dyed hair, metal in her face. You can tell by looking at them, kind of, this day and age. And literally, I was stood at the bar. I'll have a pint, please, love. I'm Matt. Made a share. Nice to meet you. Within like the third sentence, she was like, oh yeah, well, I'm bisexual. And it was like, why do you insist on telling me? I don't care. And we don't do it, do we? I've never ever met anyone and within 3 seconds gone, oh, I'm massively into tits, me, like. Fucking well into tits. But I'm not massively into tits. I'm British. I'm a little bit into tits. But you just don't tell people. It's not the first thing that comes out your mouth. Hello, I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. I fucking love minge. I'm well into gash. What are you telling me that for? I couldn't give a fuck. It's just dead weird. Speaking as descendant of a Viking, you know what annoys me about that whole Viking thing? You know, you see cringe products getting peddled on Facebook nowadays because they've just gone mad for advertising. Some of the t-shirts you see advertised on Facebook are fucking cringe. And I seen one yesterday. In fact, I could just put my Facebook up and see if one pops up. It's funny. Because me and my mates still always laugh about the daft shit that they try and hock you on Facebook. You know the type of stuff I'm talking about where you see a t-shirt and it says like, oh, blood of a patriot. Oh, fucking bollocks. It's fucking cringe. But there was one and it was like American by birth, Viking by blood, or some fucking shit. And I was like, do they think Viking is an ethnicity? You know, me and my missus were talking about this. What do they think a Viking is? If you happen to have a tiny bit of your family come from Scandinavia, that doesn't mean you were Viking. A Viking was like a raider, the cunts that rocked up at Lindisfarne and then twatted everyone in the north of England. And then ultimately finally got banged by Alfred the Great. They were Vikings because they were raiders. If you're just born in Denmark, if you happen to live in Norway, you're not a fucking Viking. You're a soft, saggy, modern human. That doesn't make you a Viking. So will people stop going on about fucking Vikings? I'm sick of seeing it. It's like, you're Viking, Matt. No, I'm not. And genetically I am, which I was surprised, Paul. There's more Scandi in my blood than Irish, which is because I've been in the Northeast for fucking 50 generations. But I'm not a fucking Viking. It doesn't matter how Scandinavian you are. Nobody's a fucking Viking now. Unless you wear a pointy hat and go around stabbing people in the eye. You're not a fucking Viking. So can we please stop with the cringe fucking... Seriously, you're a grown man. You're like 35 years old. Don't grow a big beard and tell me you're a Viking. It's fucking embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. You're not a warrior. I seen a fucking advert on Facebook for like a punch bag and it was like $300 and I swear down. Oh, look, here's one. I just popped my Facebook up to have a quick look and see if there was any on. Look at that one. Italian by blood, American by birth, patriot by choice. I mean, seriously, I'm a conservative man, but if you wear stuff like that, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, some of the shit veterans wear is cringe. Honestly, you're not a fucking Viking. You're not a warrior. You're just a fucking dickhead. Tap out t-shirts. Whenever I've seen anyone wearing a tap out t-shirt, they look like they couldn't knock the skin off a fucking rice pudding. It's just, if you wear this shit, you're telling me you're a fucking wimp. It's ridiculous. Grow up. So anyway, that was a bit of a rant, but no, you're not a Viking. You're not. You may have some Scandinavian heritage. Just leave it at that. Unless you go around raping and pillaging with a battle axe, you're not a fucking Viking. I don't give a fuck if you're called Ollie Anderson and you were born and raised in 10 generations in fucking Oslo. You're not a Viking. Christ on a bike. And again, how old are you? I'm 41 years old. I don't feel the need to get dressed up. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'll do one more. What should we do? This one? Yeah, this one made me laugh. Because this is just more. What do I keep saying? What have I said 100 times before? Leftism is childish, extremely childish, infantile optimism. That's what leftism is. And centrism and conservatism, individualists, people like me, are pragmatic, cynical realists. That's why I'm not a leftist. Not because I have problems with many of the aspects of the ideology. I do think poor people should pay a lot less taxes than rich people. I do think there should be a safety net, but not a fucking fishing net. There's the obvious one for anyone living in the UK and Europe as a whole. Safety net? Yes. You pay your taxes, you go to work, you should have a safety net. Fucking fishing net? No. If you are a scruffy Mick Philpott motherfucker and you've done less work in the last 10 years than the ship's cat, you shouldn't be getting a bastard weekly wage off the state. You should fucking smoke my chubby. You should get a real job, you lazy, work-shy, good-for-nothing fucking donut. That's what I believe in, right? Again, reasonable. I'm not Greedy's good Gordon Gekko, fuck the poor. I am like most working class people, hence the collapse of the Red Wall, a normal, reasonable, centrist person that thinks if you pay your fucking taxes and you work for a living and all of a sudden you lose your job, there should be a safety net for you. Of course there should be. But should it be a fishing net? Should you be able to sit there on your fat ass eating fucking Cheetos? Oh, that's very American. Not Cheetos. Monster Munch. Eating Monster Munch and watching fucking EastEnders? No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. And this is more infantile, outlandish, childish fucking optimism. Pedro Sanchez, Spanish walkist who vows to outlaw prostitution, right? He pledged on Sunday to criminalise it. That'll stop it. Yeah, that'll stop it. The oldest fucking, literally is, everybody calls it that for a reason, the oldest trade in the book in existence. Do you think they can just say, it's illegal that, and nobody's ever going to mistreat a woman ever again? I mean, seriously. What happened when the Americans tried to ban alcohol? And we ain't been boozing as long as we've been shagging. What happened when they tried to ban booze? Well, we know, don't we? It drove normal people into the hands of the gangsters, made mafiosos millionaires, and caused fucking chaos nationwide. That's what happens when you think, again, because the statists always believe in the fucking infinite power of the state. They think if you just give them enough power and enough resources, they can remake humanity in their own image. That's what they think. Tony Blair was another one, a statist. They think they can legislate for human nature. They think as long as you give them the money and the power, they can fucking change everything about us. A woman can be a man can be a woman, a midget can be a giant. It doesn't matter what it is, they'll fucking do it because that's what the state's infinite power is. Well, Pedro, you shit for brains half-wit, this will achieve nothing except criminalise tax-paying citizens. All of the data suggests that in places where it's fucking legal, the women are less likely to get raped, murdered, tortured, catch a disease, basically everything. So, yeah, what a load of shit. Once again, an excellent example of the infantile, harmful stupidity of the ever-optimistic, authoritarian, statist, lefty silly cunts. Yeah, I think that'll do you for another day. I'll make a video tonight and get it up hopefully soon about the fucking absolute shocker that Stephen Crowder was banned for. And yeah, enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Like it and share it and all that shit, because again, my channel's getting strangled. Like seriously, my community posts have gone from getting like 500 likes a month ago to getting like 20. Like Suza is twisting my nutsack. If she has a way, she will pull it fucking clean off. So yeah, ridiculous. So yeah, thanks for everything. Appreciate your continued support. And yeah, tune in later on. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.